individual bondholders in Ghana regarding its approach to debt restructuring. We have raised issues regarding the impact that that approach would have on us. Our members have asked us to come and have that discussion with the Mantse. And so I am here with Senor Jose, who is one of the leaders, and then Martin Pebu, who also leads one of the groups. And with us here also are Ebenezer, a member of the group.
We are here on a mission. That's not that evil, but a mission that is very tense. There's heat brewing in our country, and there's heat brewing on his land. And there's heat brewing. Okay, Sani Kumba, Letwe, Nisani, Obake. We are living on the land of the Mantse, of the Ghan people. And when there's heat brewing on his land, it is only proper and right that we bring it to his attention at all times. We represent the bondholders, and bondholders are not any special people. They are everyone like you and me. They are fishermen, they are farmers, they are teachers, they are businessmen, they are nurses, they are doctors, people who work hard, sweat, pay their taxes, and when they get the rest, they decide not to fill their lives with all the nice pleasures of their time and say, I will save my money. What says Sunday? And they have put their sweat together over the years. 20 years, over 20 years, they've been saving. 5 years. Born in school. I'm born in Nuchimo. I can't tell school. Because I'm promotion. So they save the money and lend the money to government. Government, sani ame ameshka, sani yale interest. Since no, ake sani kweba ewa crisis here. Na ake domestic debt exchange. Ni male bo fo mi di. Ko kane document tomato 57 pages. Ile boni, I don't know how a farmer or a fisherman is going to read and understand. Okay? Abafite Oshkana. Oshkano yo. Ko kwemi wa ko touch pa when the can have na can document there. E no ba che ahun ke 1 million here, allo 100 Ghana here, obana 290 Ghana cedi. Ka 1 million here, abachi no 70%, 72 ba jikpo, e ba fliki. Me shofi. Age honorable Kenovrata ke crisis ko ye, debt crisis. E wo enye pe wenta ne chakemi. Be ni ohoshka ni onye wala. Odwen hello. Shikpa kwe nekeshka ne pensioners yemi. Pensioners ne amekana kanska ke interest ni yo no jino na ke yo chofan. No jino ka me kwa me bi wafa wole akema na ni wonye mi ne mami ewa woka wo bi me ya school amegbe university si abefi ametasian wo no ba kwa me woka pensioner ne ke na kanska ke nkwa bi no wo ko ba heye de me sha na efi si sane ni sana bi na kanska na da je na heye mama bama savings e mi ehia lo ehia ameka meta 80% of eligible bonds. But me ne fe kaka me cha what on 10%. What on 10%? She me come 1.3 million. Come ngai. Ame bi koka me fe cha 6.5 million people. Titre me pi ya gane. Me pi ya gane. E waka gbe me ni ameshka 10%. Ni 80% to tower. Ye no fia no mi. Mi no ko ni le ba sa me na ma hi. Mi na me fe nye. Wasanele sani agboni. Si ko kwa mi hue ma yeska. Si government ni bien e fi o. E yeska chon koko beska otalie. O akọ mama no ka ba pe si we bi ne da bi afe naka akepa kwe tasi se na meyi e se ame pa kwa manta maka ni ne awo wakotoku mi ekun me sawo fe e wasane ne le ye na agba pi e gbagba ma na gbe nya me pay school fees gbe nya me kwa me gbe nya ame here ame tofan gbe me here plan si akama abo me sky na kona me nyeke am ga ispon kona me ma metu ene fe amfitele. People have called, save money 5 years, 30,000 cedis. Think about more now. A time they are university, they pay school fee. A big university, 30,000. It told 5 years ne. This month ne ba here ne. Okay, that be done. Oba check me. Kwe check me. Kwe tell them ne. 30,000. E na 30,000 don. E na 30,000 don. Inyem. Ke akwemi anwe ke na anwe 9,000 te ba pay school fees efe ni e ba no enye ba no naka wo mara wa pa ni gan fa ko ne ke na bo awo mi fi anwo ne ke we bi awie naka fite ma won pa le fa e ke na bo awo mi ja ke le e spon no iwo yo ye you are don.
We are on bended knees today in your palace, beseeching you as the overlord of the Ghana state to kindly step in to this debacle that the government of Ghana intends to take poor working Ghanaians through, which is that the government is asking bondholders, people who have as low as 10,000 Ghana, 20,000 Ghana, and so on and so forth, to bring in those bonds and to collect new bonds. And the effect, Niga, respectfully, Your Royal Highness, will be that this year, 2023, the government of Ghana proposes not to pay even 1 cedi by way of interest. Not even 1 cedi by way of interest, 2023. Meanwhile, this money that our members have is their salary. I say their salary because, Your Royal Highness, that is the money they depend on to pay school fees, to feed, to buy medicine, and so on and so forth. So you may see it as investment, but the coupons, which is the interest, is what they depend on to feed. I have my sister here, Roberta. She has 5 children. Roberta, may need and see you. 5 children. Roberta relies on these coupons to feed her children. So the government attempt to give us new bonds and not to pay interest this year means that the 5 children and the mom should go hang. That's the meaning. Because without the coupons, Your Royal Highness, Roberta and family will not live. That is why we are begging Niga, we are on bended knees, that step in respectfully, talk to government for us, that the money they see, it's not a luxury, it's not just saving, but that is people's salaries that they've invested so that the interest they get, they can feed on. And that it is not equity. It is unconstitutional for government to take this money, and in the budget you will find that government wants to go and give other poor people money. It's called the Livelihood Empowerment Project. This year, 2023, government is going to increase the payouts to those poor families substantially. Respectfully, Your Royal Highness, the Constitution doesn't allow that you take somebody's salary, starve the person, kill the person, destroy the person's business, and give that money to another poor person. At least the LEAP beneficiaries have been living on something for some years now. So if this year government doesn't have money, government doesn't have to do a substantial increment because it doesn't add up. You can't take my salary, Robin Peter, to go pay Paul. Niga, respect for Article 36 doesn't allow it. So we are on bended knees that please put in a word for us. Secondly, as part of the debt exchange, next year, government says it will give our members 5% interest. Currently, as we talk, the interest on average is about 19.5% on the bonds. So how can you tell me that next year you give 5% interest when under this current bond I'm to get 19.5%? Who wants to exchange 19.5% for 0% 2023 and then 5% 2024. Then in the following year, 15%. Nobody wants to do it. Not because it's a luxury, but because if we were to do that, we would die. So this policy is become a policy of a weapon of mass destruction. Yes, the domestic debt exchange, DDE, is a weapon of mass destruction because we are going to lose our livelihoods. And Article 36 says that government should not develop in a manner that would deprive citizens of their livelihood. Yes, Article 36 Clause 1, part of it says that government should secure the livelihood of the citizens. Secure the livelihood, protect the livelihood of citizens. Then the same Article 36 Clause 2E says that government should recognize that the most secure form of democracy, Your Royal Highness, is a democracy that secures the basic necessities of life to its people as a fundamental duty. If I may just repeat, it says government must recognize that the most secure form of democracy is one that secures the most basic necessities of life to its people as a fundamental duty. So it's not a luxury. So Niga, to make it short, we are already suffering. They will say burden sharing. We've already more than burden shared because Niga, as we talk respectfully, inflation at the last count was about 54%. December 2022 inflation rate is 54%. So research has shown that we have already lost between 50 and 80% of the value of these bonds. So that's our contribution. In addition, 2022, the whole of the country, we all suffered. Cost of living crisis. We are still in the crisis. Thank you, Senor. More taxes, and we are going to pay. And then, Niga, final point, we'll not go through all, just the salient point. Out of the bonds that are listed, Niga, respectfully, Your Royal Highness, for 2 of them, there's a constant stream of income coming in. That's the ESLA PLC bonds and then Dachi bonds. Respectful, Your Royal Highness, what happens is that for the ESLA bond, before government issued it, and my brother here, Senor Husi, was one of the original architects of that bond. What they did was that they said, okay, let's launch a bond and we'll use streams from taxes, petroleum taxes, to pay. So that tax is the ESLA tax. At the time, it was 40 pesos per liter. So as we speak here, Your Royal Highness, anybody that goes to the filling station to buy fuel is paying that tax. The ESLA levy is paying that tax. So people went to buy the ESLA bond, knowing very well that as long as we live, and as long as people are buying petrol, diesel, and other fuels, there will be money. That's how come they bought the bonds. And Your Royal Highness, we are still buying fuel. So government cannot be held to say that it cannot pay the ESLA bonds. Then secondly, the Dachi bonds. That one, they issued it for Get Fund. Get Fund to all items that we buy that has VAT, there's 2.5% for Get Fund. So it's also a tax. This is just January. So February, March, April, up to December, we'll be paying the tax. So everything we buy, the phones, clothing, everything that has VAT, we pay 2.5% for Get Fund. So that bond, when it was issued, when government was borrowing from the people, government said, I'll be paying you with the 2.5% VAT. So as long as we are alive and buying all these items that have VAT on them, money goes to government to pay the bond, to retire the bond. So government cannot be held to say there's no money to pay. So this is a summary of our case. So we are on bended knees that Your Royal Highness, you intervene and tell government to just reverse the policy, just exempt individual bondholders, because that money government sees is salaries for all of us. And we are about 1.3 million people. And these 1.3 million people also have families. So the multiplier effect is that about 6.5 million citizens are impacted. So that is the whole nation. So respectfully, your intervention is highly needed. Thank you.
Nye na me wiole mi pale fa no pa e bi e wo anja ka onu pa ka male wo maga ke na ka ne le be mi shikaye mi pa me fai ameka fiti me machine wo lu ani won yen ne o ga wo de atiam
individual bond association.
Ame bale kumie wako ni jimfen ihele ame.
Yeah.
Yano.
Niga kende shene yaga shi nyeba kende kume kende jimfen ihele awa tu.
Be fen be ni amba trago ne.
Yeah.
Be shi ame ba.
Yeah. De be fen be ni ba shi agbo e. Be ni la ke shi anyeba.
Ni efen ya shio ake.
Yeah.
Kwa avenue hu ne wali ake shi afi he ni wo botemi ne onu nsaneko.
Yeah.
E afi na agba.
Yeah.
Eja ke no mi wo hemo ke yeli ko wa ke.
Yeah.
Be avenue hu ne ege matan ke no fe no ete.
Yeah.
Shimwe abote afi he mi.
Yeah.
Ima eyolo.
Yeah.
Wombia ke minisane.
Yeah.
Yano.
Yo. Eniga yani shen laka shi afile ni ba ho laka waka won ha mo ka wana gba fenti so bo ti afi ehemi mo e enye wo so lololo se bi ake mini ya no
Oba bomoden ni wokwe.
yeah
Eja ke shin e ahun to fi o.
yeah
Ke ochu ni ahun
yeah
ni oto shikako
yeah
kenesh.
yeah
Mblo fo ke savings.
yeah
O yield ke
Yeah.
maturity fe
yeah
emi na akwe abon hita.
yeah
E ahun to fi o.
yeah
We mo.
yo eniga ke shi e ahun to aka ochu ni ahun no ke ku eto ni amura lo ke ba ta ye na gba
Na kai. Simon wo ba dumo shin.
yeah
Wo kenye.
yeah
Wo ba dumo shin.
yeah
Ya is won na ke shin. Je gape
yeah
ni ne ba tai.
yeah
Sibe ma mun fe ni insane awi o.
yeah
Ingo na akeshin inu adafiko akeshin ame extend the deadline
yeah
koni stakeholder deliberation abami
yeah
koni anyeni across engine na tashi
yeah
efi akeshin no ni ha wo hegbe ni wonye wo wi
yeah
inoko achake
yeah
something must change
yeah
saninoko achake
yeah
ewo nyaka yanyetwi
yeah
mo e ba pian ke solemo
yeah
ni wokwe
yeah
ofe mo ni sanima na
yeah
ni noko achake
yeah
ere nche ba nu
yeah
nye ba na
yeah
ni e ba fe nye to infan
yeah
eja akeshin eto
yeah
be fen be ni che no nyo ko he
Yeah.
ahun no ya ko bi ye
yeah
ya fi ahun to
yeah
ya fi o matan
yeah
ni ya fi o hin asesue mo
yeah
a je ko tuni ya fi baba o
yeah
ni be ese
yeah
no ba ko eko no ke ye ni
yeah
o ke he chofa o
Yeah.
ko bi no nye no fe ye
yeah
mi no nu po ba chon
yeah
anambo
yeah
ya fi hin asesue mo
Yeah.
kan bo wo hin esho nchin
yeah
o ma bo mo den
yeah
ke mancheme
Yeah.
manyeme
yeah
ke gan
yeah
to ku no tra lo ifen
yeah
wo kwe
Yeah.
namla lo e wo kala tashi
yeah
fe bo ne ba ji e
Yeah.
ba nu wo e
yeah
iwe mo fi o ne twa no manya ba
yeah
Bonjour.
Boni diga, ibu kene.
Abiasuma.
Ebo fia boni diga kene ba cha ya.